I think I'm live. Okay. All right. Let me check my volume, check my video, check my connection, and happy International Pink Day. Hey Irma. I love that if you're on YouTube, I can actually see your comments right here. Facebook blocks the other ones, so I can't see everybody else until after I'm done. Well, I want to just give a shout out because it is International Pink Day. And just yesterday, the company was like saying, I've got news, I've got news, I've got news. So it is official. Mary Kay, third year in a row, named the #1 skincare and cosmetics company in the world. We've been #1 in the US for a long time. When I first got to Mary Kay, there was a minute where we weren't, and then we were again. But now in the world, #1, third year in a row. Say yay. So I love that. We have so many things that we can be confident about with our products, with our skincare, with our makeup, with all the things that we have. I had actually posted something the other day just about different points that we have. I can't remember if I posted it in my VIP group or if I posted it in our group, but so many things that women want to know. Women want to know about, okay? So when you're talking about Mary Kay, we want them to know that we're talking about, we get to rep, right? We have our own business, but we are partnered with Mary Kay. And one of the things that I like to say, like, I chose Mary Kay, and I've had people that knew that I was in the beauty industry for a long time, and people have asked, why Mary Kay? And, honestly, my first answer is it was a God thing, because I knew nothing about Mary Kay, nothing about the company, and nothing about the product. So God had his hand in all of it. Why do I stay? That's because of all the great things about Mary Kay, the Mary Kay Ash Foundation, right? We're working to end cancers that affect women and end domestic violence. That's huge. That's huge for me. The other thing is, we are safe and clean products. People, they throw those words around, safe and clean, so much. And it's almost a joke. It really is almost a joke. And so I love to just confidently say our scientists, our dermatologists, the people that create our products are creating effective products that do what they say they're going to do. They're there to help women with specific needs, and men, women and men. And the greatest thing is that we do not follow the USA rules for safety for ingredients. We follow the European standards, which are much more rigorous. So I am confident. The other thing I love to say, you guys always hear me talk about Mary Kay being a premium brand. You could even use the word luxury. We are a luxury brand. When people think of our products, I want them to equate those to those counters that they shop at the mall. If they're willing to pay the price of the Estee Lauder, the Lancome, the Clinique, the Chanel, all of those prices that they're paying at the department store, they're going to get an equivalent luxury product with luxury premium ingredients, not at that price point. They're going to get our direct sales price point. So it is a fabulous luxury product at a really great price, good for the pocketbook. These are things you want to say while you're doing a makeover, while you're talking to somebody about the products. So when somebody says like, oh, I can't afford Mary Kay, and I laugh when I hear that. I'm like, well, what do you think Mary Kay costs? I mean, are you going to the Dollar Tree and buying products? Because then maybe our prices are a little bit more. And I mean, you got to kind of like be funny about stuff like that when you say it like that. But really, when somebody is looking for a deal or a discount, or, what kind of deal can you give me? That's why just plead with consultants not to give away their discount to their family and friends. Have them sign up if they want a deal or a discount. Have them book a party or a double facial if they want a deal or a discount. Don't just hand them that, because that just waters us down. And honestly, our price point already is so much better. So there you have it. Luxury product. And I do love to tell people that we are cruelty free, because we are. We do not test on animals. Mary Kay does not test on animals. And those that get down into the nitty gritty of China, because there is an issue with China, and we were so close when COVID hit to changing the federal laws in China for no animal testing on skincare and cosmetics. But Mary Kay created an outside facility to just do testing that was not animal testing, to prove to the government and to get them to change those rules. And it was happening. Now, just because the Chinese government processes and tests on animals doesn't mean that we do. And we are in the US. We are in the US, and our company is in all the other countries that we're in, there is zero animal testing. So, it's one of those things that you just have to be educated and know what to say and when to say it. And if somebody has a rebuttal, just know that you can talk to them about it. All right. So I want to do a shout out because Sylvia has turned in her weekly accomplishment sheet. You guys, I was so excited. Last week we had so many people, and I'm grateful for one. At least it wasn't zero, right? Grateful for one. So congratulations, Sylvia, for turning in your weekly accomplishment sheet. And I hope you guys ran with the graphics that were out there. Whether you grabbed graphics and you are posting them in your social media, whether it's Instagram or whether it's TikTok or whether it's Facebook, or even if you just sent some text messages out to your customers or even emailed them. You can use e-cards off of InTouch. And I have a big sale in June every year. You guys know I have my big sale. It's my once a year sale. I do not do sales all year long. I do a birthday club. My customers get 20% off the month of their birthday on anything they order. And then in June, I have a sale. So June, I was raised with my director. She used to always do a 50% off sale. Now you have to remember, directors get a different commission because we get basically a rebate check back on our own orders. So we get a percentage back when we order Mary Kay. So Mary Kay wants us to keep selling. Mary Kay wants us to have a business. Mary Kay wants us to be a consultant just like you. So to reward directors to make sure they stay working, we get an added bonus for adding team members. We get more commission when we place orders. So I can sell something at 50% off and still make some profit. But you guys don't have that same luxury. However, this month, all the skincare, except for the repair, is 55% off. So if you just wanted to move products and get people on the skincare, maybe they only buy makeup from you and you want to get them on the skincare, maybe this is the month that you offer a 40 or a 50% off to get them on the product. If it's somebody that's never tried the Miracle Set and they do buy a set at 50% off, I highly recommend that you meet with them and do a facial with them. Or if they don't live near you, you can do a video with them when they get their product, so that you are still creating that relationship and letting them know what the product does, how it works, all of those things. If you don't want to do a discount, you don't have to do a discount. It is your business. But June is the month that we end up like racing whatever we're trying to finish. I just want to do a shout out. Faye Thomas, I haven't posted it yet. I've been juggling things for the last few days. And so Faye did finish her 4-quarter star. I know I mentioned that the other day, but she is racing to finish Princess Court to get the beautiful bow ring from Ari. And I'm like, Ari, I hope that you have this ring saved for Faye, because Faye's going to earn it. She's going to earn it. And so I'm so excited for her to get that ring when we're at the banquet in North Carolina. It is not too late to go to seminar. We have until the end of the month to register. So for those of you that are on the fence, it is not too late to go to North Carolina. And this will be our last seminar with Ari because Ari is shifting over to Sapphire. So just saying, if you're thinking about it, this is going to be the one. All right. Okay. So let's just say I have been posting in my Facebook group. I have been posting, texting, calling my customers, getting orders, getting them to the, like, I was so proud of myself because I was placing orders, getting paid for orders, and then getting them to the post office today, and made sure that I have been posting all week for people to join my private Facebook group, because that's where I do gifts, sales. I talk about different things that are all beauty related, whether it's hair, whether it's skin, whether it's what we're drinking or eating. And so if you don't have a private group, I suggest you get one. It's, there's a lot of the girls from Puerto Rico and in Florida that they create pop-up shops in WhatsApp. So when they do different things, it's like they'll post in one day all on WhatsApp. So that's another option. It doesn't have to be a Facebook group, but you have to have some sort of group that you can add people to, that they can then see the sets or the specials or whatever it is that you're going to be showing them. Okay. All righty. We did have, let me see if I can just look at this for a second. Hold please. Okay, so you guys know that we are getting ready to do a drawing at the end of the month, and I am giving entries to every 225 order that goes in. And right now, I think I mentioned last week, one of the consultants that ordered like 209, and I think she was thinking it was from back in the day when we used to order 200. Because she's active, I don't think she realized. But our goal is to have 30 ordering consultants, and we are at 15. So let's do a shout out. And these are the girls that will all be getting at least one entry. And then some of you are getting more entries. But Norma Smith, congratulations. You're getting an entry. Irma Navarro, congratulations. You're getting an entry. And like I said, you may be getting more, but I know for sure you're getting one. Olivia Fredericks, congratulations. You're getting an entry. Catherine Baird, congratulations, getting an entry. Ron Limbago, congratulations, getting an entry. Wendy Harris, congratulations, getting an entry. Mitra, halfway there. Roberta McDonald, getting an entry. Faye Thomas, getting multiple entries. She finished star. She's got multiple entries. Renee Longshore, getting entries. Julia Doyle, literally, let's see, like 20, not even 20, like $15 away. Lucy Cushman, getting an entry. Sylvia Hess, halfway there. Lydia Caroz, I'm probably saying her name wrong. Caroz. Lydia. Sweet Lydia with entries. So almost all of you that have ordered are getting the entries. And I was looking up, let's see. So right now we are at 4,800 in orders. And let me go to my history, 4,800. So we need to get to, I went back to June of last year. We did 9,500. So we got to beat that. And if we hit the 30, I'm sure we will be there with the 30 ordering consultants. So we've got a week, and this is the last week. This is the final lap of the race. And I know we can do it. Did I go blank when I was reading that? I should have done a screen share. Anyway, okay, so let's get into our last couple of chapters of Vision Map. Let's see. I think we did 14 and 15 last week. So this chapter is list. Oh. hold on before I start my chapter. I got some paperwork from the car company, and it said I should hear from the car dealership in 10 days. If not, call them. I called the guy last week. He was interesting. And so I had emailed the company. It's like a division of Donlin, the leasing company called Wheels. The guy told me the car was not even delivered yet, which it should be delivered because I've had the paperwork now for 2 weeks. And today I had a message from the guy that the car is there, which I knew it was. And so we just need to schedule the pickup. So I will be talking to him tomorrow, and I will be posting something and letting you guys know when we're going to have the car pickup party. I have to find out. This is a new place. It's in Orange. I have never been there. I've never heard of it. I don't know anybody else who's picked up a car here. So I'll find out what what the details are and when we can come and pick up the car. And then I will let you guys know. Now, typically they're interesting. They usually don't do anything on a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It's usually during the week, and it's usually during the day. The great, awesome guy that's over at our place in Costa Mesa usually lets me get as close to 5 as I can so that we can sign everything and he can leave and we can just take pictures and still be there. But I don't know this place. So I will see what I find out tomorrow, and I'll let you guys know. Car is here. All right. Okay. Chapter 16. Listen for the word go. I was leading the college group at our church in Texas. I would have much rather been leading people on outdoor adventures around the world, but God had made it clear that he had different plans for me for now. The vision map was still on the wall in my office, but there had been no movement up toward the goal. So I waited. Wait, did I read this chapter last week? Hold on. You guys, did I read it? No, I don't think I did. Okay, I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Okay, so I waited, actively serving the young adults at our church. I took our college group to a passion conference in Dallas. While I was there, I ran into a friend. He told me about a book. I've read this book. He told me about a book that he was reading by a guy named Mark Batterson. I bet it's going to be the Circle Prayer. I figured I should read it too. That night, I went to my hotel room and I ordered the book. Thanks to Amazon Prime, it was waiting for me when I got home. I read the book fast in 2 days. I have a hard time getting to the end of most books, but not this one. The morning after I reached the last page, I woke up at 4 a.m. and I was wide awake. I try to see only one 4 o'clock per day. The AM version is not the preferred one. When I'm wide awake at that hour, I pay attention. I sat up in bed, and as clear as day, I heard God tell me, it's time to move on the idea. Contact Mark Batterson. I had no idea how to contact Mark Batterson. I didn't actually know that much about him. I stumbled into the guest room, fired up the computer, and whipped out an email. I gave him my one-liner and a brief explanation of my vision. Then I guessed at his email address. I figured eventually the email might make its way in front of his assistant or something, and then maybe I'd get a letter. We've prayerfully considered your request and blah, blah, blah. No. Having done what I could, I jumped back into bed. It was 4:30 a.m. after all. Having done what I could, I woke up a few hours later, I made breakfast, and I wandered into the guest room. The email sitting in my inbox nearly gave me a heart attack. Joel, I am all over this idea. Let's talk about what it could look like. Mark. Turns out the idea that I proposed to Mark was something that he had just added to his list of goals in coming years. I had written him at the perfect time. Did I know that? No. I was just over here minding my own business, serving and waiting on God to do something. And then bam, just like that, in a matter of minutes, God had turned no into go, and the vision was up and running. Never, ever, ever forget this one. This one touch of God's favor can change everything in an instant. Your quiet partner is the most powerful force in the universe. He cannot be stopped. He does whatever he pleases whenever he pleases. When he decides it's time to move, no matter what the circumstances may look like, he won't be stopped. Regardless of where you are or how impossible things may look, God can change everything in the blink of an eye. You just remain faithful. Years of preparation can turn into a miracle overnight. So keep your sails ready. I'll admit it. At times I thought the vision God gave me might be dead. I thought the time might have passed. I even wondered if I had messed it up somehow. Maybe I had made a strategic error. God was at work the whole time. When the time was right, through a series of seemingly random circumstances, my quiet partner put everything into place. A year after I sent that email, Mark and 15 other guys hiked the Inca Trail in Peru with me, and Summit Leaders was born. When God decides to move, you had better be ready to go. I went, and here we are today. Whatever the Lord pleases, he does, in heaven and on earth, in the seas and all deeps. Psalm 135, 6. 17, remember. My original vision map got tossed somewhere in one of my many moves that we've made in the last 10 years, but I still have the original steps written in a little journal. I took the time to write it all down, knowing that old poster board would probably get thrown out one day. I treasure that little journal. When the children of Israel crossed the Jordan River and entered the Promised Land, after 40 years of preparation, their leader Joshua asked them to do something very intentional. Take up 12 stones from the river Jordan, from the middle of the Jordan, and carry them over with you and put them down at the place where you stay tonight. He told them to take those stones and to make a monument, to make an altar. The altar was there to serve as a sign among you. In the future, when your children ask you, what do those stones mean? Then they could go back and tell the story of God's miraculous intervention to get them into the Promised Land. What I love about the vision map is that it gives you the chance to look back and see how God came through every step of the way towards your vision. It serves to remind you of God's faithfulness in the past. Those red letter requests that God answered are miracles. Remember them. You may not keep the original poster board, but I encourage you to be intentional about saving meaningful things here and there that can serve as reminders of God's faithfulness on the journey to your vision. Let them serve as a reminder, a monument of remembrance. I've got the journal. I've got a hat from living in Peru, and I've got pictures. My friend Petra saw God come through in miraculous ways when her family was making a movie called Return to the Hiding Place. She has a watch that she got at Corrie ten Boom's watch shop in Holland while filming. She made it into a necklace to remind her of God's faithfulness, step by step, as they made the movie. You should do the same. Document God's goodness in your life. When I feel discouraged, I go back and look at those little reminders. I can't stay discouraged for long. They remind me that God is in control and he has been with me. Life comes at us in seasons. There will be some seasons that are more difficult than others. It is important during those difficult times to remember God's faithfulness. Go back to that monument and offer up your thanks for his goodness in the past. It's a great way to stir your faith and remember that God is still able and still working, no matter how hard things may be. Make sure you keep track of God's faithfulness. Don't let time hide the miracles. He did get you there. Remember them. Learn to record in writing the providences of God in your life, for by doing so, you will preserve the memory of them for future meditations and encouragements. Okay, I'm just going to finish the last chapter, 18, because it's like one page. 18, and that's how you do it. That's my story. That's how I stumbled and bumbled my way to where I am today. Am I impacting millions? No. Maybe one day I will, or maybe I won't. My quiet partners got to decide that one. Either way, the journey has taught me a lot. The vision God gave me is more about, when I'm reading, I'm breathing in so much oxygen, you guys. I'm so sorry. Either way, the journey has taught me a lot. The vision God gave me is more about who he's making me into than what I end up doing. The vision he gave you is the same. He placed it there. If you are patient and work hard, he will bring it to pass. Things like the vision map I outlined in this book are simple things you can do to help yourself get organized. Ultimately, though, God is the one who will make it work. When people ask me how I started doing what I'm doing, I rarely tell them this whole story. I usually just say, just start. It's really quite simple. Make a plan, get moving, start small. Use the vision map. Do what you can. As you've read from my story, it's usually not a straight line. God will rarely get you from point A to point B of your vision via the simplest, most straightforward route. God seems to like detours. At least that's what they seem to look like to us. I'm convinced that it's all part of his plan. I don't think it's because he likes messing with us. I think it's because he wants to teach us that the vision he gave us is more about the journey than the destination. You'll notice I said he's taking you to point B, not point Z. The journey is ongoing. Even when you think you've arrived, there's more adventure ahead. Keep listening to your quiet partner. He's got more dreams for you. You are his vision. He wants to make you into something great. Get out there and change the world. Obey God. Always remember to enjoy the journey to your vision. It is good to have an end to journey toward, but it is the journey that matters in the end. That's from Ursula Le Guin, The Left Hand of Darkness. All right, you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed this book. And if you haven't, great. If you want to just re-listen to me reading it, that's great too. But it is Joel Malm, and it is called The Vision Map. And I love what he said. I did meet with him and have a conference with him, and I have a few questions, and I'll go over those a little bit next Monday, just so you can jot them down and come up with your own answers, and just research your vision and your journey and where you're going. And just remember that if you are using social media in any way, shape, or form, if I go on your stories or I go on your Facebook, am I going to see something that says Mary Kay? How often do you post about Mary Kay? Even if it's just a picture, or if you're in the My Mary Kay or the Mary Kay Facebook group, you can just send videos. You can also get them on InTouch. So there's plenty of ways that you can use content and even text it to your customers so that they know what's going on and they know that you are their go-to person for all the things that they need. All right, let's close in prayer, you guys. All right. Well, dear Heavenly Father, thank you for Joel, and thank you for letting him share his story with us, giving us tools, giving us the tool that he used, his vision map, and then explaining the whole story of how the vision map really works and how you work in a way that we don't even understand. But knowing that we need to obey, we need to trust you, and knowing that behind the scenes, you're going to make things happen, that your timing is perfect, and that it is our job to just continue in faith, to step forward with bravery even, and know that what we are doing over and over again in the consistency phase of our business, of our tracking, of our weekly accomplishment sheets, of our speaking out, all the things that you have given us so much training on. And as long as we continue to do that in faith, you are going to be working behind the scenes to get us to the end of the journey that you have selected for us. We ask for our patience, and to continue to love and trust you, knowing that you hold us in your hands. We ask for all of this in your name and thank you with gratefulness. Amen. All right, guys. Well, have a fantastic week. The last week of June, we're going to make this happen. I just know it. I love you guys. And if you need anything, give me a call. All right. Take care.